Hey everyone, I hope you are doing well, and I'm very excited to show a platypus to you guys. One of my subscribers actually commented on one of my recent videos and suggested that I should review some Australian animals. And what better one to do than the platypus? This platypus was made by the French company Papo. Its number is 56011. It was first produced in 2011 and retired in 2019. So this is a figure that I've had in my collection for a while that they don't mass produce anymore. And platypus is probably the strangest but most unique animals you can think of. And I'm very happy to describe why. One is just the whole just the whole biology and physiology of this animal. We can see it's a mammal, but it's also known as a monotreme. And monotremes are mammals that lay eggs. So the only monotremes in existence are platypus and echidnas, which is kind of like a porcupine hedgehog that also lives in Australia. The platypus also has like a duck bill, and they have webbed feet that kind of like otters. They have tails that look like beavers, and its body is kind of streamlined, and it's not really as like great big and high, but its length is pretty good. And like this is just a very unique animal. And the platypus is actually one of the only mammals to produce venom. The venom it comes from one of its hind legs. There's a spur. You can't actually see it on this figure, unfortunately, but it's a spur. It's like a spike that produces the venom. And it's actually known to be pretty excruciating, and it completely like messes people up if they do get succumb to that venom. And the platypus, it's actually this fun fact. In 2020, they actually discovered that the platypus exhibits biofluorescence, which means that if you shine UV light at the animal and like on dark water, it's actually going to glow green or purple, and which I think is just amazing because I actually had no idea that was a thing until I researched this animal prior to making this video. Anyways, that's just some of the some of the very unique characteristics of the platypus. And that you could definitely see why it's like one of the most unique and just bizarre creatures. When scientists first discovered this animal, they were just like so baffled by just what it looks like and its evolution. And some people, when they did taxidermies on this animal, they just thought it was fake because they thought they like just put pieces of like they just put parts of different animals together, which is not the case. This figure is made, like I said, it's made by Papo. It's not a bad figure. Its webbed feet are a bit bendy, and one criticism I have is, like I said, this spur is you can't see it on its hind legs, and that's actually like what produces the venom. I wish they would put more real, make it more realistic by adding that. But since this figure's not produced anymore, then they can't really do that. I know some other companies like Schleich or Collecte, they made the platypus, so I can maybe acquire that in the future. Because of this, I'm going to give this figure about like a 9 out of 10. And that's because it's a really nice figure. My problem is just that it doesn't have it doesn't have the thing that makes the venom, and its eyes are kind of weird too. If I could like zoom in right there. Its eyes, it just looks like there's like two different eyes. Like one here and like one here. I don't know why it's like that. But it's still a really nice figure I'm happy to have in my collection. If you enjoyed this video, please feel free to subscribe, comment what other animal you want to see in my next video, and I hope you enjoy.